Hello, everyone. Welcome to Heart Center Tarot. As always, my name is Marina, and I will be your guide for this portion of the journey. So, welcome, welcome to my little reading. I wanted to take a look at the information that came out. I think it was Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, somewhere in there. But the East Wing is going to be renovated, and the White House or the administration is going to be putting up a ballroom. It's amazing that the White House has operated for as long as it did without a ballroom. And I know word on the street around the world, you know, is a lot of different ambassadors and world leaders are hesitant in coming to the White House because there is no ballroom. Of course, I say that in jest. It's entertainment purposes only. And I just realized I don't have my little banner up, so I'm going to put it up right now. There you go. There you go. Entertainment purposes only. So the article that I read started off by saying how Donald Trump has kicked Melania Trump out of the White House because this construction is going to happen on the East Wing, and that is where she would normally occupy and do her thing. Well, you know, she's MIA. Who knows where she is? I don't think she cares one way or the other. Yeah, anyone who could destroy Jackie Kennedy's Rose Garden really doesn't care. Right? Right. Okay. So, Carolyn Levitt had a picture up of what this ballroom was going to look like, and it could seat up to 650 people, and there's lots of windows and so on. The first thing that I thought of when I saw the picture was, oh, you want to build Versailles in Washington, D.C. Well, of course he would. You know, he needs to live like a king, and he needs to, um, you know, to have grand balls and all that kind of good stuff. Plus, don't forget, apparently this is supposed to be built before the end of his term. I would suspect that it's going to be built rather quickly because he needs to grift off of it. So, you know, you got a wedding coming up, you got a bar mitzvah. I tell you what, there's a ballroom at the White House. Maybe you could talk to Donald Trump and maybe he will let you use it. Right? Okay. Wouldn't put it past this administration one little bit. And like I said earlier, I mean, the White House has survived for years and years without a ballroom. And you know, anytime that they've had big dues, they would bring in tents, and people would be under tents. No one has complained, or at least I haven't heard any. If you've heard of any world leaders complaining that they visited the White House and they had to have a meal in a tent, let me know. I'll stand corrected. All right, so I'm going to be using the predictions deck, and I just want to take a look at now that this announcement has been made, that this is what the White House wants to do. Is it going to gain any support? Is anyone actually going to want to spend the apparently $200 million to build this thing? And remember that, you know, the government doesn't have any money to feed hungry kids, and it certainly doesn't have any money to you know, to carry on with lunch programs in school or any kind of after school activity, because I mean, there's just no money. But for a ballroom, oh, they were able to find $200 million. I wonder who's going to be building it. Is it going to be Trump? Yeah. Okay. So, how is this um, the building of this thing? How is it going to go over? How is it going to be received? Let's see. Uh, well, we've got strategic planning. Okay, I think I know what that's about. Floods, heavy rain, future time. Mm, tsunami, rising water. Okay, I'll pull one more. Corrupt dealings. Okay. I think what the cards are telling me, and the way that I'm reading them is, yeah, this probably isn't really likely to go ahead. This is the concept of a plan. Um, this is yeah, strategic planning to divert your attention from what is really going on. And what is really going on is the the flooding of information that is going to be coming in very, very quickly regarding Trump and the Epstein case, the Epstein files. You know, the ones that his name has been redacted from, and so on. Yeah. Um, I think that the idea of putting forth this ballroom, it's to get people to concentrate on something that is going to happen in the future. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. People realize that this is the tsunami of information that is going to be coming out about Trump and Epstein and all their corrupt dealings. Yeah, you're not going to be able to divert too many people away from what it is, what they want. And what they want is what is in the files. Release the files. Excuse me. If it's a case of, well, there's nothing there and it was put together by the Democrats to make me look bad, fine, put it out. Put it out. Show people that it's nothing. I think this also in here talks to me about the fear that Trump has regarding the information that Ghislaine Maxwell might actually be releasing. So he knows the information that she has. Not only does he know she has the information, but the former president of Russia, Medvedev, also in a post or tweet, whatever, suggested that um, more people have access to the Epstein files and the information that was in the Epstein files, even more people than just Mossad. Clear indication that they have a good idea, obviously, that Israel's not going to have your back. The information is going to come out. So in terms of how is this going to go over, well, I think it's going to go over like a lead balloon. People are going to be saying, no, what do you mean we're going to spend 200 million of taxpayer dollars to build a ballroom that we've been able to do without, and particularly when you're telling me the economy, everything is doing so great. I don't see that when I go to the grocery store. I'm seeing things go higher and higher and higher in price, and doing things like firing the person um, who comes out and has to readjust the job numbers. The optics here are not very good. They're not very good. So, um, is this um, is this ballroom a distraction from what is going to be coming down regarding Epstein and Trump? Is it a distraction? Airborne toxins, yes, the things that are out on the internet, that are out in the ether, and so on. He knows that it's coming. Okay. He wants to concentrate on celebrating the success. These are the best job numbers ever in the history of job numbers. Yeah. Again, future time in the middle. So he is hoping that whatever it is that he's going to tell you now, that you're going to buy into it and you're going to believe it, so that when something comes up in the future, you're going to question yourself. You're going to wonder against it. Politicians and government. Interesting. Explosive situation. Yeah, this is it's not only a diversion, it's a very badly planned diversion. Um, there the information that is going to be coming out, and I realize this isn't the question that I asked, but if I go to the cards to give me the answer, kind of like Jeopardy, right? Come up with the right question. This is talking about the politicians and the governments that are involved, or at least named in the Epstein files, and each and every one of them is trying to control the situation. It's obviously it's an explosive situation, because this is information that is going to come out about them that they had been assured was going to stay silent, right? So there is all kinds of behind the scenes dealings that are talking about, well, you said if I did ABC for you, that you would ensure that my name doesn't appear, and so on. Well, too many hands are in the pot now. Too many people have, excuse me, access to that information. It's going to be kind of a whirlwind of trying to control that, the narrative, and deciding who it is that's going to be tossed under the bus, because someone's going to have to be. Someone's going to have to be. And we know from past experience that, yeah, Donald takes no responsibility for anything he has ever done in his life. He will find someone else to blame. You could very easily blame Epstein. He had no idea Epstein was such a sleaze bag. I mean, I thought we were friends, and who knew? Who knew? Yeah, Trump very often forgets that, what, there are pictures, there are videos, there are notes, there's all kinds of things out there that can prove otherwise. He just chooses not to see them. And he believes that if he tells you something, you're just going to take him on at his word. Okay, so the getting back to this ballroom, is it going to get support from anyone in government? Particularly, is it going to get support from the GOP? to be able to put forth the funds, or are they just yet not going to address it? Are the GOP going to approve the funds and the planning of this ballroom? Ha! Consequence: damage done. Well, they're going to be doing some backpedaling. Um, he has they have gone along with him on so many other things that it's going to be difficult for them to not give His Royal Highness what he wants. Business tycoon. So someone is going to come in and try to act as the adult in the room and say this can't be done. Uprising and rebellion. Okay. All right. Huh. Cyclone damage. And, well, again, celebrate success. There, I don't think that it is going to get a lot of support. I think that many of the oligarchs are going to speak against it. They're not going to be in favor of it because they can see that this is almost like waving the red flag in front of the bull. It could get people mobilized to do something that they are trying desperately hard to put off for a little while. They know that uprising is coming. The longer that they can put it off, the better it is for them. The whole idea of the ballroom, it's just going to cause a lot more damage. People are going to have a lot more questions about, why are we paying for this? What's the need for this? We don't need it, and so on and so forth. There are going to be a few of the Republicans who are going to see this as, success. Well, I mean, the greatest president of all time in the history of presidents anywhere in the world and the universe. He's the one that saved all the money with Doge. So that's where they could come up with money. But it's only really, truly, it is only for that ballroom. There is no more money for anything else. So I think this is where the rubber hits the pavement, that people are going to be very much against him spending money on what is supposed to be the people's house in order to enrich himself. And he's not fooling anyone by saying, well, this is going to help the people's house. It's not. It is totally designed to help himself. So I don't think that it's going to go over very well. All righty. I'm going to leave it at that. I will thank you very, very, very much for listening to my reading, for watching my channel. I encourage you to like, share, and subscribe. The way that the algorithms work is I can do this every day, 10 times a day, but unless you participate by doing that, by liking, sharing, leaving a comment, and subscribing, it doesn't really move me forward. And there are people who want to hear what I have to say. They just don't know who I am. I know, crazy, but it happens. So don't forget to, as I said, like, share, and subscribe. If you're interested in possibly booking a private reading for yourself or gifting someone with a reading, then by all means, reach out to me. Here we go. It's marinasheartcenteredtarot.com. You can book a reading on there. You can purchase a gift card on there. You can take a look at the courses and classes that I have on offer. Sign up for any of those. The Achieving Union course, 30-day course, started on August the 1st. This is only the 3rd, so you might be a couple days behind, but you can catch up if you're still interested in signing up for that. Anyway, I will leave you there. Again, thank you very much for watching the video and for listening to me, and I will catch you throughout the week because I'm doing other shows. Take care. Bye for now.